fighting Drake. When you hit Drake, because he used the beat that he didn't actually use
0 to 100.
When it comes to Diddy, 50 Cent doesn't waste time. While the rest of the showbiz is busy covering the traces of the shameful connection to the disgraced music mogul, our guy 50 Cent is out there exposing everything he knows. You probably heard that 50 has a documentary about Diddy in the process, and word on the street that he knows more about Diddy's shady activities and beefs than anyone else in the industry. So it's not really a shocker that 50 recently came forward with a new bomb to drop, a juicy story about Diddy allegedly hitting Drake hard.
Go get his arm broke in the joint. They missed that part.
The tale of Diddy and Drake is one of those legendary stories where ego and business collide. And now, with 50 Cent dropping more hints about the alleged punching and the existence of mysterious footage that's going to be dropped online in a few days, it's time to revisit the entire story. It all started in 2014 with the track 0 to 100. Originally, this wasn't even supposed to be Drake's song. This beat was meant for Diddy. Drake, at that point, was tapped to ghostwrite for him and turned to one of the hottest rappers in the game to pen something for him. But after Drake laid down some vocals and sent the track back to Diddy, something strange happened. Brother Love wasn't feeling it. The track just didn't hit the right chords with him, and in a decision that would come back to haunt him, he decided to pass on it.
Lyrics and everything, but it wasn't anything that was really that big of a deal.
This is where 50 Cent's earlier claims start to make sense. According to 50, Diddy's once flawless ear for hits had dulled over the years. When he passed on the song, the Canadian rapper, never one to waste a golden opportunity, decided to keep it for himself. He uploaded 0 to 100 on SoundCloud, and the response was instant. The song exploded, becoming an overnight sensation. The song was certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America on January 30, 2015, for selling over 1 million digital copies in the United States. Not only did it become one of Drake's biggest songs of all time, but it dominated the charts, racked up commercial deals, and even became part of the soundtrack for NBA 2016. But as the song climbed higher and higher, so did Diddy's frustration.
Game, man. I had to hustle to get somebody to listen to my music. I remember that day that they took it.
He could feel the heat rising. He had fumbled a massive hit. And to add salt to the wound, the track was nominated for 2 Grammys that year, including Best Rap Song and Best Rap Performance. Diddy, the man who once dominated the airwaves, had to sit back and watch as Drake took home all the glory. But you know that things like this doesn't sit right with the bad boy, and he always had that need to be right. So he started to spread the narrative that the hit song was basically stolen from him, publicly saying that 0 to 100 was initially a record that was my record. But seeing what a golden opportunity he's lost, Diddy became more and more frustrated over the success of a song that should have been released under his name, and it turned very sour for poor Drake, who got beaten in result.
He's like, boy, you wouldn't just believe what happened. I'm like, what? Diddy just slapped Drake.
The drama came to its climax when the two rap stars faced each other at the infamous club Live in Miami. It was DJ Khaled's 39th birthday, and Diddy was determined to settle the score. According to witnesses, Diddy approached Drake, trying to talk about the unresolved 0 to 100 situation, which eventually turned into a brawl. Drake was brushing Diddy off, clearly trying to keep things light and avoid a confrontation. But Diddy wasn't about to let it slide. As Drake was leaving the party, Diddy followed him outside. Drake got into his car, but Diddy wanted to hash it out. That's when things went off the rails, and many folks say so.
Saying they was at a party once. Diddy said, Drizzy! Drake said, huh? Boom! Smacks that boy. Diddy puts his hands on him.
Details of what exactly was said remain murky, but whatever it was enough to send Diddy over the edge. According to a witness, Diddy left Live on his own and made a beeline towards the car like he was a man on a mission. Drake got out of his SUV, and there was a scuffle before it seemed that Drake had hurt himself. He was holding his shoulder like it was dislocated. He was in obvious pain. Diddy was heard shouting something to the effect of, "Handle your business?" According to some reports, Diddy slapped Drake so hard, it knocked the air out of him, and the Canadian star had to be taken to the hospital. Some rumors even claimed that Drake ended up beaten so bad after saying something nasty to Pup.
I actually thought Drake must have said something wrong to him or something, or did something, or tried to play him.
Diddy, of course, denied hitting the Canadian singer, but the damage was done, both to Drake's body and Diddy's reputation. But if back then Diddy was able to avoid any backlash, it looks like Miss Karma came back to bite him hard. As one person on social media commented, "Drake, you don't have to worry anymore. This monster is behind bars. Puffy does throw tantrums like a child." And another user added, "This guy is a disgrace to himself, his family, his friends, his country. Period." Even though Diddy tried to brush off the whole incident, claiming that nothing physical ever went down, other voices in the industry confirmed otherwise. One of the loudest was Charlamagne the God, who revealed on The Breakfast Club that Diddy indeed punched Drake.
He slapped Drake. He was like behind the scenes behind Club Live. I said like at the back entrance, back door.
Charlamagne heard the same story that had been making the rounds in hip-hop circles. Diddy's frustration with Drake stemmed from his belief that Drake had stolen the beat after Diddy passed on it, and this led to that infamous slap-turned punch, which the bad boy kept denying. I did not put hands on Drake, and I do not want any problems with Drake. Drake is right now. He's putting in his work. That's all I have to say. I didn't do nothing to Drake. Drake is my friend. But we've all been aware of Diddy's life now. The same thing he said about Cassie, about dozens of other artists who accused him stealing, intimidation, and mistreatment. What's even more interesting is how Drake handled the situation. While Drake himself never retaliated directly against Diddy, it seems like he didn't have to. Powerful figures within the industry were ready to defend him, including none other than Jay Prince.
Puffy, feeling like he can put his hands on my family. You reap what you sow.
Jay Prince, the Houston legend and a mentor to Drake, took the altercation of his protege with Puff personally. He sent out a warning to Diddy, making it clear that any harm to Drake would not be tolerated. And here's a theory that now makes circles online. It's allegedly Jay Prince who pushes Diddy's current downfall, all because of that wild altercation between the rappers. With that kind of backing, Diddy knows better than to escalate things further. But even though the bad boy realized that going against Drake further would be a mistake he might regret, that didn't stop the Canadian star from eventually addressing the beef in his own way through music. Drake's response came about a year later on his track 4 p.m. in Calabasas. It was packed with subtle jabs at Diddy, like the line, take that no love in they heart, so they fake that. And while it may seem like a meaningless episode in Diddy's career, it feels like it was the beginning of his eventual downfall and all the problems he's facing now.
We all saw the writing on the wall with Diddy in terms of the civil case leading to a federal investigation.
The bad boy kept denying any beef with the Canadian singer, but there were too many witnesses and even a footage that depicts him putting hands on Drake. And now, the big music execs are punishing Diddy for this. And it's Diddy's former bodyguard who recently spilled the tea on the whole plot to take the bad boy down. During the interview with Angela Lee, the guy named Big Joe claimed that Jay Prince was likely the powerhouse who wanted to see Diddy's supposed destruction. After listening to people explain the situation to me, I think Jay Prince is one of the main culprits behind trying to destroy Puffy's character. In the world of hip-hop, there's certainly someone more powerful than Puffy, because even his connections and thick wallet cannot help him escape the hell he's living through right now.
He's been denied bail, so he is behind bars in Brooklyn, and there's been a lot of articles about this.
The industry made it clear Drake was untouchable, and that's why he felt free to diss Puffy in his future songs. But you know the Canadian rapper, he's not the one to get scared by the powerful figures, and many folks even consider that Diddy had to back down because he was no fit for the rap battle. As one fan wrote, Diddy just got jealous of Drake because Diddy is not much of a musical talent in singing or rapping. And another user added an interesting theory to explore. Wouldn't surprise me if Diddy hit Drake with more than just his hands. The Diddy and Drake saga may be over for now because, you know, Diddy's now facing more serious troubles and beefs with fellow rappers. And what do you think about this, guys? Was Drake intimidated by the bad boy, as 50 Cent suggests? And could the whole Puffy's downfall was orchestrated by Jay Prince and other music execs? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check my other videos.